Mom, when you lean
instant
in
calming
to
fix
wrap
is
your
simple.
arms around your
Avoid
sweet,
patting the top of
aging
the head
dog for a
and
loving
instead use
hug,
long, gentle
and you
strokes.
suddenly see the terrified whites of their eyes flashing back at you, do you secretly worry that your own baby actually hates your touch? I'm Claire, and I want to welcome you to Frenchiology, our safe, cozy little corner of the world. If you have been lying awake at night, feeling an overwhelming wave of guilt because your petting mistakes causing whale eyes in your beloved companion, please just take a deep breath. You are a wonderful, deeply loving mother, and I need you to understand that you are absolutely not a bad person, and you have done nothing maliciously wrong. Picture this incredibly familiar, deeply heartbreaking scene that happens in living rooms all across the country. It is a quiet, peaceful Friday evening. The house is finally still, and you are sitting on your comfortable sofa watching your favorite television show. Your sweet, loyal Cocker Spaniel wanders over and curls up obediently right next to your hip, sighing softly as they settle into the cushions. Your heart swells with so much affection that you just can't contain it. So you lovingly lean your entire upper body over them and wrap your arms tightly around their soft, furry neck. But instead of melting into your warm embrace, you feel their entire physical body suddenly go as stiff and rigid as a wooden board. They painfully turn their face away from yours, desperately avoiding your eyes. And then they give you that agonizing side glance where the glistening white of their eye is exposed in sheer panic. To make this terrifying moment so much worse, a family member walking through the room casually crosses their arms and cruelly remarks, "You better be careful, Grandma. That look means he is about to bite you. How incredibly ungrateful." Your heart shatters into a million tiny, irreparable pieces right there on the living room rug. You quietly pull your hands back, stare at the floor, and silently ask yourself the most painful question in the world. What did I do wrong? Why does my own beautiful baby hate me? I am here to tell you, firmly and lovingly, to brush those cruel, uneducated judgments right off your tired shoulders this very instant. I want to completely shatter that toxic myth right now. That wide-eyed, whale-eye look is absolutely, unequivocally not a sign of ingratitude, and it is certainly not a sign of hatred toward you. In the profoundly beautiful, entirely silent language of the canine world, that flash of white eye is actually a desperate, heartbreaking SOS signal. Their tiny, fragile chest is completely physically overloaded by the intense sensory stimulation, and they are silently, politely begging you for just one tiny inch of space to breathe. Today, over this warm cup of tea, I am going to unravel the 3 deeply loving, well-meaning petting mistakes that are secretly acting like a vice grip on your sweet dog's nervous system. And most importantly, I am going to gently hand you the ultimate instant calming fix, a miraculous 3-second test that will transform every single touch into a profound act of healing rather than a moment of terror. Number 1, the terrifying, suffocating trap of the smothering bear hug. I need you to think deeply about the ancient, primal differences between how primates and canines show affection. In our human society, wrapping our arms tightly around someone and squeezing them close is the absolute, ultimate symbol of enduring love and protection. But to the primitive, survival-focused brain of a dog, having a massive, heavy body suddenly draped over their spine, physically locking their fragile neck and legs in place, is an immediate biological red alert. It aggressively strips away their fundamental, ancient mechanism for survival, the fight or flight response. When they realize they are physically trapped and absolutely cannot run away, their entire nervous system tragically collapses, flooding their tiny brain with gallons of toxic stress hormones. That heartbreaking whale eye that flashes in the dim light is not a glare of anger. It is a desperate, silent prayer saying, "Mom, please let me go. I am trapped and I am terrified." Think back to the sheer, overwhelming chaos of the Thanksgiving holiday. The front door bursts open, and your wild, loud, energetic young grandkids flood into the house, completely high on sugar and holiday excitement. They immediately spot your senior dog resting quietly on the plush wool rug, and they all excitedly dive onto the floor, throwing their heavy little bodies directly over the dog's back to give him loving kisses. You stand in the doorway, smiling proudly at this display of affection, completely unaware that your dog has frozen entirely stiff, licking his lips frantically in a desperate attempt to signal that he is suffocating under their weight. Or consider a quiet, lonely weekend evening. You are wrapped in a blanket, watching a deeply emotional, tear-jerking movie on the Hallmark Channel. As the tears begin to stream down your face, you desperately seek comfort. So you bury your face deep into the warm-smelling fur of your dog's neck, wrapping your arms tightly around their collar to ground yourself. Mom, the intense pungent smell of the cortisol radiating from your own tears, combined with the physical feeling of being trapped in a chokehold, sends their nervous system into absolute overdrive. They aren't pulling away because they lack empathy. They are pulling away because they literally feel like they are drowning in an ocean of invisible, terrifying stress. So here is your progressive healing antidote, the beautiful practice I call the shoulder-to-shoulder rule. Tonight, when you feel that overwhelming surge of love and you want to comfort them, absolutely refuse the urge to bend your body over them from above. Instead, sit down peacefully on the floor or the sofa, perfectly parallel to them, placing your shoulder gently next to their shoulder. Let the silence speak volumes. If they crave that deep physical pressure to feel safe, allow them the dignity to make the choice and let them actively root their heavy head into your hip. Respecting their biological boundaries is not a lack of affection. It is the absolute highest, most mature form of maternal love you can possibly offer. Number 2, the terrifying shadow-casting mistake of the eagle strike pat. We humans have been utterly brainwashed to believe that enthusiastically rubbing the top of a dog's head is the ultimate reward for being a good boy. But Mom, I need to completely overturn the history of the pack for you. In the harsh, unforgiving wilderness, there is absolutely no wolf or wild dog that greets their beloved pack members by raising a heavy paw and repeatedly smacking it down onto the top of another's skull. When a massive, heavy human hand suddenly descends from the sky, completely blocking out their upward field of vision, It flawlessly mimics the terrifying, lethal strike of an eagle, a hawk, or a massive predator swooping in for the kill. This looming overhead action violently triggers their nervous system's freeze or shutdown response. They duck their heads down, shrink backward, and those whites of their eyes flash wide with sheer terror. Not because they are happily enjoying a reward, but because they are bracing for a fatal impact. I see this exact nightmare unfold out on the beautiful, lush, green front yards of our neighborhoods every single day. You are walking your dog, and a well-meaning, overly friendly neighbor struts past your pristine white picket fence. Without warning, they thrust their giant hand over the fence, aggressively patting your dog repeatedly on the very top of their fragile skull, loudly booming, "Who's a good boy?" Your poor dog instantly cowers, shrinking into a tiny ball, and frantically searches your eyes in a blind panic, silently begging you to save them from this giant predator. Or think about your own busy kitchen island. You are rushing to chop vegetables for a family stew. Your sweet dog trots past your legs, and out of pure, distracted habit, you reach a heavy hand straight down from the sky, hastily rubbing the top of their head without even bothering to look at them. It is an act of love to you, but to them, it is a sudden, terrifying ambush from above. We are going to erase that fear tonight with an incredibly elegant, respectful ritual I call the under-chin offering. Starting tomorrow morning, I want you to swear an absolute oath to never, ever reach your hand down from the sky to pet the top of their fragile head again. Instead, physically lower your own body. Drop your sleeve down and offer your open, upward-facing palm from below, keeping it entirely level with their chest. Let them take the brave step forward to actively sniff your hand first. Once they accept you, gently curve your fingers and provide slow, luxurious scratches strictly under their chin or across the broad front of their chest. You will literally watch the tension melt out of their spine, and their eyes will squeeze shut in a state of absolute trusting euphoria. Number 3, the exhausting silent suffering of relentless petting and ignoring their polite rejections. We hold on to this incredibly dangerous human-centric belief. Well, if he didn't like it, he would just get up and walk away, right? Mom, I need to introduce you to a tragic psychological state known in the scientific community as learned helplessness. So many aging, incredibly loyal dogs simply endure the relentless, overwhelming physical pressure of constant petting, even when their fragile nervous system is screaming in overload. They stay frozen there out of a profound, heartbreaking love for you, choosing to suffer in silence rather than risk offending their beloved mother by walking away. When you see that flash of the whale eye, when they start yawning constantly, or when they repeatedly smack their lips together with a dull, dry sound, I promise you, they are not just sleepy. Those are urgent, calming signals. Desperate, polite little text messages begging your brain to please, please, just stop for a moment. Picture a beautiful, breezy morning out on your classic wooden porch. You are sitting in your rocking chair, sipping a hot coffee and chattering away mindlessly on a long phone call with a friend. Your other hand, purely out of blind, unconscious habit, is just ruthlessly, heavily stroking up and down your dog's spine for 20 solid minutes without a single pause. Your loyal dog is panting, constantly licking its nose, shifting uncomfortably, but you are so completely checked out that you never even notice they are suffocating. Or imagine the quiet intimacy of your warm bed late at night. You are completely absorbed in reading a gripping novel. You have rested your heavy, dead-weight hand directly onto your dog's hip just to feel close to them. They do not dare twitch a single muscle, but in the dim light, their eyes are pinned wide open, enduring the crushing physical pressure purely because they do not want to offend you, their beloved mother. I am giving you the most miraculous instant cure for this tonight. I call it the 3-second consent test. This is the ultimate biological antidote. The next time you reach out to touch them, I want you to pet them deliberately and lovingly for exactly 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And then you must physically pull your hand completely away, fold your arms across your chest, and just wait in silence. Watch exactly what happens next. If they eagerly step forward and aggressively nudge their wet nose into your hand, begging for more, then by all means continue to lavish them with love. But if they turn their head away, if they let out a massive yawn, or if they simply lie down and close their eyes, Mom, I want you to smile, take a deep breath, and give them the most spectacular, generous gift a mother can possibly give: the gift of untouched, private space. Please, take your glasses off for a moment and look right at me. Realizing that you have made these innocent mistakes does not in any way make you a terrible, failing owner. It proves something infinitely more beautiful. It proves that you are a mother who is constantly growing, evolving, and fiercely willing to learn how to love them better. True, profound love is not about stubbornly forcing a vulnerable animal to endure the crushing weight of our human hugs. True love is having the incredible grace and maturity to listen to the silent, desperate pleas hidden deep within the whites of their terrified eyes, and answering them with peace. I beg you to forgive yourself for the times you accidentally smothered them. Your beautiful dog never held a single grudge against you. They forgave you the very second you walked away. The simple fact that you are sitting here today, fiercely willing to change your lifelong habits just to protect their fragile nervous system, that is the absolute loudest, most magnificent proof of a truly great mother. Before we part ways tonight, I want you to grab a cup of tea, head down to the comments, and tell me, after you boldly try the 3-second consent test tomorrow, what exact physical thing did your dog do to beg for more? Did they aggressively shove their wet nose completely under your palm? Or did they gently paw at your leg? We are a community, and nobody here will ever judge you. Please subscribe to Frenchiology, Mom. Together, we are going to learn the breathtaking, silent language of true love and transform every terrified glance into a lifetime of perfect peace. Warmly, Claire.